It has now been a few months since the Stronghold Definitive Edition released, and it has, since then, received a couple free and paid content editions. The two paid content editions are only €3 each and offer quite a bit of content, which makes them an incredible purchase value in my eyes. But let's start with what the Definitive Edition actually is, for the people who are not that familiar with the franchise. The Stronghold Definitive Edition is a game that plays in medieval Europe and mixes economic simulation with real-time strategy and castle building. The game is basically a remaster of the 2001 version that keeps the core gameplay but enhances it with better graphics and modernized controls. People loved the original Stronghold game because it had and still has a unique taste, unlike any other. And the remastered version does a great job at giving a better experience while still keeping the charm of the original. What really makes the game shine is the combination of castle building with intense real-time strategy that offers a pretty deep but yet accessible gameplay experience. It's also just immensely satisfying seeing the archers on your castle walls obliterate your enemies. Something you maybe wouldn't expect is that the game also excels at creating memorable characters, like the pig, the rat and the wolf. The pig, for example, is a lord with a taste for brutality, while the rat is a sniveling and cowardly ruler.
Suck, dying, much pain. I pull out teeth, cut off toes, break knees. Most fun I have for a long time. How did you do? Did you hunt down your prey?
It's happened again! It's unbelievable! I'm running out of counties and they'll be coming for me next! I'm doomed!
I think I will ride back now for reinforcements.
Oh! Ride back? Wouldn't it be easier to send a message?
Really, there's no need to worry. I'll be back before you know it. So long, my trusted friend. So long.
Now, the great thing about the Definitive Edition is that it includes new campaigns and scenarios. Everything I'm going to show you now is included in the base game of the Definitive Edition. So, you have the two campaigns from the original, of course. That would be the main campaign and the economic campaign with less combat. But then you also get the Jewel campaign that is made by the people that worked on the original Stronghold back then. So in a sense it is made by veterans, for veterans. This also shows in the difficulty, because it is really challenging. You also get tons of siege and invasion missions, and not just one but two different castle trails, with 10 scenarios each. In case you are unfamiliar with castle trails, they are a series of challenges where you either attack or defend a castle. There are also good news if you're into the economic aspect of the game, because you also get a new economic campaign, and like all the things I just mentioned, it does not require any DLC. To make all this content a bit more intuitive and smooth, the game comes with more polished and modernized controls. And if you're willing to spend €3 each, you get the campaign expansion, Swine's Bay, with 7 new campaign missions, and the second campaign expansion, Valley of the Wolf. That is also said to be the final campaign expansion for the Definitive Edition. This is all a ton of content for the money they are charging. The one thing I can see players feel a bit disappointed about is that there is no Skirmish Mode, which means there's no feature for custom battles against AI opponents. This is consistent with the original game, which also didn't have this mode. The developers have stated that adding Skirmish Mode would be complex due to the original game's code structure and their limited resources, since they are a rather small team. And I think that's fair, especially since they really made sure to be transparent about this before the game released on Steam. Another thing that's also still present in the Definitive Edition is the at times lackluster AI of both your units and the enemy's units. They are not the most clever ones, and sometimes you can exploit that for an easy win. And sometimes it also gets frustrating when your army just doesn't do what you want them to do. But yeah, it's pretty much the same as in the original, so it might feel both nostalgic and a bit dated in 2024. The game also features multiplayer, and you can jump into 16 maps with up to 8 players. So the game is pretty affordable, considering how much more other remastered games cost. And thanks to the wide range of content content, it's definitely worth jumping into this game for both interested newcomers and of course veterans. Absolutely do let me know if this was helpful, and as always, if it was, a like is very much appreciated.